Welcome to the third and deciding match here on Secret Valley between miou and Paladyn. It is one last time going to be brown against orange here, human against night elf, Germany against Poland, and altar first against altar first. So it looks like Paladyn, as I said previously, there's still everything on the line for him in this match. Is not going to give the Dark Ranger first a second shot. It didn't work out particularly well for him on Echo Isles. And on the contrary, on Turtle Rock on map number 1, the Demon Hunter first led him to quite an easy victory. So why not give that hero a second shot and perhaps go for a more promising game here on excuse me, Ancient of War in front of the null camp. For miou, it might be the null camp, which is going to be crept first. His first hero choice is most likely going to be the AM, like 99%. I'm not really sure if miou ever played anything else but AM, even in his later days when, you know, not every human ever in every game played AM first. In the meantime, they're having a bit of a chat here, as you know, you were able to see at the end of the last game, Paladyn didn't write GG, and miou noticed it as well, and they're just having a little debate there. And I guess the topic has been debated to death, basically. But you know, since it's the early stages of the game, I guess I'll give my 2 cents to it as well. I think, you know, it's not really calling GG is not really about actually implying that it was a great game by both of the players, but just that, you know, it's, in my opinion, it's just about sportsmanship and basically, you know, fairly admitting defeat and just fairly conceding and give your opponent the proper respect if they were able to outplay you. So even if the game wasn't great and your opponent was just better, which miou clearly was on Echo Isles, then I don't really see a point in basically refusing to call GG. But, you know, to each their own, I guess. Both of them start creeping, as predicted. Both of them going for the null camp here. Claws of attack +6 for the Demon Hunter, as well as a Tome of Agility. So wonderful item drop here for him. Perhaps the Circlet a little bit better in total, as it provides a little bit more of everything, whereas the Claws, you know, only damage output. Circlet for the AM as well. So neither of the players going to be too unhappy. miou did creep a little bit sloppily here, though, as we can see the Water Metal still has half its HP, and plenty of the peasants have taken a lot of damage, also a lot of poison damage. miou is going to the fountain here quite quickly. Is he gonna attack or is he going to go for the expansion? So far 3 farms for him. He is producing 2 more peasants, so this is never ever going to be a one base play by him, at least except if he plays an instant tower rush, then it's going to be a one base play, obviously. Demon Hunter is going in the base here, and he just skilled, so maybe immolation first. Yes, it is immolation. The perhaps upon seeing these low HP peasants, the first 2 have already fallen. The archer is going for the tower, the Demon Hunter is going for the tower as well. And as these guys are all militia, miou has very little repair power here, and he doesn't get that tower finished. He's sitting at the fountain in the meantime. He's creeping the entire ground here, not pulling the Drake away. So he's not gonna be... oh, he wouldn't get level 3 here anyways, even with the red Drake, if he didn't creep this green camp in between. But yeah, he's level 2 right now. The archer has blocked the entrance here, so making sure that the Demon Hunter does get out alive there. And let's look at the carnage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 peasants and the tower cancelled, and the Demon Hunter is not finished with him yet. Tier 2 tech has already started by miou here, so yeah, of course I was wrong here, as I was calling that this was never ever going to be a one base play. But perhaps this is just due to him losing so many of those peasants, and perhaps due to him expecting some long-term weakness of his opponent by having immolation skill. He's going to be forced to town portal, but that was very easily worth it. He needs to pull these archers towards the demon. Wow, okay, he doesn't need to, as they apparently were barely in range. The one archer that was the furthest away did move away, so perhaps he somehow has just a perfect feeling about how far away a unit can be to, you know, be TP'd or not with the Demon Hunter. Tier 2 tech soon to finish. Hunter's Hall way too late by Paladyn, so that's going to be bad. But comparing the techs, Paladyn is quite a bit ahead, so despite having the Hunter so late, I think he's still going to be in a decent shape. His second hero is going to be picked up in just a second. Let's see if it's going to be the Naga again for the third time in a row here, or if he's going to switch to the Panda. I guess the Naga again, but who knows. miou does not add the Blacksmith just yet, so... okay, it's going to be the Panda, so apparently not a great prediction day here for me. He is gonna go ahead, get a Breath of Fire in here. The Demon Hunter is going the other way around. He doesn't have boots. It looks like he's gonna go for some more harassment again. The base is still open here. He does have an Arcane Tower finished though in the meantime, and a Guard Tower is coming as well. Still no Blacksmith though. And he's pulling the Militia right now, which I think was before he realized that his opponent's heroes were coming in, but now he can just use them to defend. The Demon Hunter is out of mana already. The Arcane Towers should be switching Focus Fire any second. He doesn't do it just yet though. A bunch of archers coming in as well. Where is miou's AM? He's sitting in the middle waiting for the Naga apparently. And the Demon Hunter was able to staff out. Staffed to the base, all the way back. Hunter's Hall is finished here. Tier 3 started quite quickly by Paladyn before adding any of his lore, so he's gonna go for quick bears here. And I really like that approach, to be honest, because I guess what he's expecting here, I'm not sure if he realized that there is no Blacksmith. What you need to be expecting by a human player who's going one base is the Rifleman and Caster. And if you can delay your opponent's tech by so much, if you can do so much damage like Paladyn just did, I think just going for quick bears is probably the best choice you can make. 2 archers killed here, Wisp killed as well. In the meantime, these 2 guys... still just dancing around the main. He cannot really do all too much anymore against this Arcane Tower. Passing the Staff of Teleportation to the Panda right now. Passing the Staff of... the Staff of Preservation to the Panda as well. And he's gonna go in, he's gonna staff the Demon Hunter out. And he's gonna have the Staff of Teleportation on the Panda just in case he gets surrounded. So he can staff back as well. miou is doing a decent job with only few peasants here, with only few militia here. Making sure not to give too much attack surface or too much surface to that immolation of the Demon Hunter. Just attacking with two militia as expected. Staff the Demon Hunter, now staffing his Panda out. So he's just winning more time here, just wants to prevent miou from creeping, from gathering a great army. miou is finally adding the first Arcane Sanctum. Still no Blacksmith. I'm thoroughly confused about that, because only casters by the human is going to give the Night Elf a pretty easy time, generally speaking, as there is not going to be anything that miou is going to have against a large number of Dryads. He doesn't have a sick AM like in the last game. He's not going to be able to really challenge a lot of Dryads if he ends up, you know, only having some level 2 water elementals. Then again, yeah, okay, the 2 laws have finished. The first bears already coming. No Dryads just yet, so we'll see how the unit mixes of both of the players are going to evolve here. It's like Paladyn has to pick up the pieces of this heal fountain here. And miou is going to be there. That could be a little bit painful. Staff of Preservation has just been used onto the Demon Hunter who bought the orb, who's staffing back right now. And with the orb, these guys are not gonna have an easy time. And I guess neither are the human heroes, but there's not really too much standing on the side of the Night Elf as well. The Naga with the first kill of one of these archers immediately reaching level 2. No breath here available on the Panda. The first footman is falling nevertheless, and the Demon Hunter is just too low to stay in this fight against the human heroes. Second archer has fallen, and the Demon Hunter has to retreat here, so miou defending this fountain here for the time being. But does he really have the damage output to take down this red drake? Maybe. First rejuvenation coming in, that's going to change the tide entirely. I don't see miou having the damage output here to threaten anything with rejuvenation basically on the side of the Night Elf. Staff of Preservation is probably available for this bear, and he's using it just in time. Chasing after the Naga, who does have the boots though. And neither of the Night Elf heroes does have boots, so this Naga is not going to be chased down. Sitting at the fountain right now, both of them retreating. And I mean, Paladyn must be feeling quite fine here. He's stalling the AM by a lot here, and he's getting his first bunch of bears out. What he needs to do right now though, I think, is transition into some of his own creeping, because with the first bunch of bears he's going to be able to creep everything extremely quickly. Or just kill the AM, which would be fine as well. Big inward potion has to be used here, which miou found in the middle. First bear or second bear has been staffed here. 2 more are coming in. There is still no master finished though. Tier 3 has been finished for a while. Was master just finished? Yeah, master just finished. Demon Hunter still chasing these heroes, but yeah, as he doesn't have boots, there's not too much he can do. miou escaping to his casters. He's got 2 priests to heal, he's got a sword to slow, and this Demon Hunter is going to be useless in the front. And now Paladyn is transitioning into some of his own creeping. He definitely needs a Panda level 3 and Demon Hunter level 3 as well to properly deal with the human army here in the late game. And now he's finally adding the first Dryads. Looks like miou isn't willing to give any creeping or any, at least of his camps, to his opponent, and a lot of militia, as we can see, are being pulled from the top right now. So it looks like we're gonna see a tier 2 expansion here by miou. And does Paladyn already have the manpower to stop that? I doubt it, quite frankly, because his hero levels are still extremely low. He's bringing his first 2 Dryads, and he's for the 3rd time here adding a pit lord 3rd. So yeah, he really seems to be into the pit lord. Red Drake is not getting finished. miou is coming in from the top with a Bloodlusted Naga. The first caster is falling here with the pit lord 3rd. I mean, while it's going to be difficult probably for Paladyn to break this expansion, I don't really think that miou should overcommit here, as his towers are finishing just in a second up here. And I don't really think that if he's going for the expansion, it is the greatest time to simultaneously fight his opponent, who has reached tier 3 in the meantime, who's got the orb, who's got tri-hero, who's got Dryads, Master Bears, to really challenge that opponent out in the open. Sobi Mask found, which is going to be great for both the Panda and the Pit Lord. And there's the expansion coming. miou at 35 supply only. Yeah, that cost him quite a bit here. I think he lost like 3 units or so in that fight, and that was completely unnecessary. Oh. Wisp also still there. Perhaps sometime in the future we can see a Staff of Teleportation, because the towers are not really covering the future peasant line. Or basically this area at all, for that matter. Paladyn is going for the Town Hall. I think it might be too late though. No masonry upgrade finished yet for miou, but Paladyn has to fall back. Repositioning. The position is quite alright there for miou. It's difficult for Paladyn to engage through this extremely narrow gap with slowed bears against the slow arrow and the slow of the sorceresses. And we do see the counter expansion here. Apparently upon realizing that he's probably not going to be able to do anything about this expansion anymore, miou, I'm assuming, is going to kick production into a higher gear immediately as he's finished this expansion. And finally a blacksmith is coming. Yeah, and Paladyn has added plenty of Dryads, realizing that there are only casters and breakers at the moment for miou. But it might be too late already. Then again, by no means does this mean the game is over. Hero levels are somewhat even. Okay, this one, well, wasn't all too promising. Perhaps Paladyn anticipated miou leaving his expansion here, perhaps to go for some more creeping as well, and just wanted to draw him back, but miou was still there, playing this one extremely safely, doesn't want to get overly aggressive. Another Wisp is coming in for perhaps a future staff, but that one isn't going to get all too far. Gets killed here, no detonate, but in the meantime Paladyn is getting away with the next creep camp. In the middle, level 3 Demon Hunter, Panda 2.5, Pit Lord also level 2 already. I'm not really sure what he's going to skill. I'm guessing, I don't know really. I'm guessing we'll find out. And yeah, miou, I just said, wants to play this extremely safely, and now he's getting greedy, going for the red camp. He's gonna get the Ogre Lord. TP's out, and he's not gonna get the item though, and the experience did go to miou though. Item is the Cloak of Flames for the Demon Hunter, who I imagine is going to be quite pleased with that. I'm not sure if he reskilled already. I don't think so, to be honest, but now he definitely can, or he can just sell it. I mean, the gold is also not all too bad. And miou, yeah, he got a little bit of XP, but not worth it. He didn't get the item, and he had to pull the TP, and the rest of the camp did go to his opponent. And a second expansion already for Paladyn. His first one is marching up towards the natural expansion. His second one is coming just now. miou has to retreat. The one breaker is going to fall to the Dryad slow, and the Dryad is even microed the front to slow the next breaker here. And he, can he even kill the next one? In the meantime, one workshop is coming as well for miou. Paladyn at 56, miou at 57 supply. First mortar team being produced immediately. A rain of fire is coming in here, but hitting mostly breakers. Breath of fire also not doing all too much. The position is quite awkward for Paladyn. I don't think he can maintain this position. Perhaps if miou gets aggressive and pushes forward, but he's retreating here immediately as Paladyn was just falling back a little bit. Just wants to defend his workshop for the time being. I mean, at the moment he's got the economy advantage, but Paladyn is really working hard on turning that around. The Pitlord is surviving for now. He still has the big heal potion. He needs to use it perhaps, though. No, he's getting out without it. The Paladyn is being staffed. A huge load of human units has fallen here, and Paladyn hasn't really lost... Has he lost anything in this fight? I'm not really sure. First mortar team is now out dealing a bit of damage to these Dryads, but they are having a pretty easy time against the breakers and the castles, and the Pitlord with the big heal potion is falling, and all of a sudden this fight seems to be turning, and he's gonna use the town portal to get out of there. Nevertheless, Paladyn trading very nicely here, losing one bear in the end there, losing level 2 Pitlord, but killing plenty of miou's units, who, as you can see, didn't gain all too much experience on his heroes. The AM was a tiny bit below level 4 before this fight started. And the Demon Hunter just starts creeping here immediately. He's kept the Cloak of Flames, at least for the time being, by the way. Dryads join him as well. Panda joins him as well. Slippers of Agility. We'll see if he's going to keep it. And the first Tree of Life is finished here. Goldmine is being entangled. The second Tree of Life is going to arrive here in just a second. Goldmine is going to be entangled as well. And with him trading so favorably down here, I think Paladyn has gained enough time to get those expansions up. I'm not sure if miou is going to be able to do anything about them just now. If I had to bet, I'd say probably not. Miou's getting the second Ogre Lord here. Ancient Django of Endurance, that's going to be helpful. And level 4 and 3 miou still only at 52 supply, and he's lost the majority of his lumber peasants down here, which were militia. And were killed by a large damage, AoE damage output, as well as a couple of bears and dryads. So miou is investing his gold into scrolls, but I don't think he's got the army, to be honest. He has a protection scroll, 2 heat scrolls, he's got the Ancient Django of Endurance, but 70 supply on the side of his opponent. He does not have a town portal. He just got one, and I think he's gonna have to TP up here if he wants to hold this. Perhaps miou can just snipe it, though. He's got 3 mortar teams, and I think that's the aim here for miou. He's got the town portal, he does snipe the expansion. How many casters is he gonna lose? 1, 2... Only 2. That's still alright for the expansion. Well, 2 enter TP. And there is the second expansion already up and running soon, which I'm assuming miou doesn't know about. You wouldn't necessarily expect your opponent to take 2 expansions at the same time. And yeah, he hasn't scouted this. Well, at least miou didn't use any of his scrolls. And he at least doesn't have an economy disadvantage right now.
I smell magic in the air.
Pitlord soon to be level 3 as well, which is going to be quite annoying. 55 supply still only for miou, who has 3 lumber peasants, is getting the lumber harvest upgrade right now as well. 4 lumber peasants, and he's getting another one down here. But he doesn't have all too much gold as well. Did he rebuy a TP? No. Didn't buy anything here. Well, this one costs gold, the breaker costs gold, the peasants down here cost gold. So I guess that's where it went. And yeah, the Pitlord creeps solo at the fountain. He has reached level 3, and he's gonna get another good item perhaps from the Red Drake, which is going to be the Lionhorn of Stormwind. So not all too great, but given the large army size he's got here, perhaps he could even keep it. And he sold the Cloak of Flames in the meantime. So not all too great. And Paladyn is supply blocked here. He lost his Tree of Life previously, he didn't rebuild it. And he's not going to be able to go up to 80 supply. He's adding an Ancient of Wind, so we're gonna see a couple of Fairy Dragons eventually added to his army. And miou caught up in supply again. Mana Potion has been bought on the Panda. A new TP. Anti-Magic Potion. I sold some stuff here. And a Heal Scroll on the Pit Lord. 2 Heal Scrolls even. So miou caught up in terms of units. Paladyn caught up in terms of items. Also got the first attack upgrade already on his Bears and Dryads. Now the Moonwell has finished. First defense upgrade is coming in. Looks like Paladyn is going to get aggressive here. The 3 towers quite awkwardly positioned against the Pit Lord and the Panda's AoE damage. But the Breakers and the Mortar teams are already coming in from the top. These Dryads are not going to want to take this fight all by themselves. Heading down right now, he's just heading into that expansion. He could actually quickly take down at least one of these towers. The first 3 Dryads, I think, have already fallen. Number 4 and 5 are in trouble, and with such a start into this fight, Paladyn is going to have a hard time, yeah, even taking that fight, despite having the better heroes, despite having the, I would call, the better army here. But totally mispositioned, even had to use the anti-magic potion here just to get rid of the slow. Out of there safely, but with a heal fountain in his back, he's not necessarily gonna get a fight by his opponent, who is towering up here though, so unless he's willing to leave this fountain, miou is probably just going to be fine sitting here. And yeah, Paladyn even has to town portal here just to get out of that position. miou just sitting here in between the expansion and the heal fountain made it extremely difficult for him. And now he's just shooting up here, and it looks like even without vision, he should just, with area of effect attack, he should be able to at least force this tree to uproot and march over here. Then again, the AoE of Paladyn isn't doing all too bad either, but he's not uprooting his Tree of Life just yet. And yeah, he's even able to force the Mortar teams away, so job well done there by Paladyn, who's also going to be able to get these low HP Dryads back to his army now that he's now that miou is not standing in between him and his main army. Actually, 2 more Dryads and a Fairy Dragon. He's got a second Fairy Dragon already as well, and this is a very awkward position. He was just moving down the choke. Now the Bears do have to fight against the Blizzard, but at the same time the Dryads and the 2 AoE heroes are getting a great angle against miou's back, and immediately he TPs out using a heal scroll on top of things. He lost, I believe, a Mortar team and 1 caster. At the same time, a Bear lost by Paladyn, but that was a very awkward position there for the human player. For a second, it looked like these Bears were mispositioned a bit, but as the Breakers were marching up that choke, miou completely ended up exposing the back lines of his army, and Paladyn very successfully made use of that. The Tree of Eternity, in the meantime, marching, or has marched, to the natural expansion. miou still has a bit of gold in here, as he's been harassed quite heavily in the early game. Another Breakers out for miou. He still has 3 heal scrolls, 2 protection scrolls as well, which is, yeah, quite weird to say the least. But the clock is ticking, and it's ticking for Paladyn, as this one is about to run out, and this one is about to start running, and it looks like miou is aware of that. He's getting ready to get aggressive again. Did Paladyn get a new town portal? No, he didn't. So if miou knew, he could just march up here, snipe this expansion, and town portal out, since he does have a town portal. But it looks like there's going to be a new town portal, probably for Paladyn soon as well. No, just a heal scroll. 2 heal scrolls, 3 heal scrolls in total for the Night Elf player. And now the Tree of Life has to uproot and run. And miou is pulling all of his militia, so he's not going to go for a new second expansion. He's basically just giving it his all right now, pulling all of the militia, marching forward with his Breakers, with his Mortar teams. But again, Paladyn with the Dryads, the Panda, and the Pit Lord quite nicely splitting his army, defending up here with the Bears, with the Fairy Dragons as well. But miou seems to be smelling it, and it looks like he's changing his mind here. But the majority of peasants is exposed. In the meantime, wow, he exposed his 4 Mortar teams, which were, oh my goodness. So he's never going to be able to win a fight without the Mortar teams against the 8 Dryades, I believe, that are on the field for Paladyn. He's going into Flare form right now with his Fairy Dragons. The Blizzard is coming in. The Dryades are a little bit out of position. The first Rain of Fire is coming in as well. Naga and Demon Hunter both are taking a lot of damage. The Naga only has a heal scroll, though Demon Hunter using Immolation again. Naga has to retreat. The Blizzard isn't doing all too much damage, and Paladyn is just, oh my goodness, yeah, just completely demolishing miou in this fight, who, yeah, with just one mistake, which was quite huge, completely gave the game away. I mean, Paladyn had the 2 mines running against the 1 mine of miou. He still had the hero advantage, but this game was far from being over. And as we can see, you know, Paladyn's heroes were far from getting completely out of control. But just throwing 4 Mortar teams away like that is just way too much to handle. That was the majority of miou's damage output against the Dryads. And, well, I didn't look at it, but I imagine Paladyn then started this fight must have started this fight with a supply advantage of about 15-ish. And he just completely rolled over miou there in the end fight. So quite the anticlimactic ending to this best of 3, which is good news for Paladyn. miou is out. miou has been out for quite a while after losing map 1 already, and Paladyn is in the top 3. The only question is going to be whether Hot or Zeus is going to be the second player to join him in the playoff ranks. Happy, of course, is already sure to advance straight to the finals. And yeah, the next match we're gonna see is going to be Zeus against Happy, and it's quite simple after the victory here for Paladyn. Zeus needs a 2-0 victory against Happy, or he's going to be out of the tournament. On the other hand, for Happy, it does not matter at all, but if he ends up winning with 2-0, he's going to have a perfect score throughout the entire group stage, so that's probably something to, you know, provide an incentive to play seriously. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how well Zeus is going to do against Happy. For now, that's it for miou. That's it in this tournament. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll check out the next best of 3 as well. Take care.